Hey everyone, welcome back to my class. In today's class, we are going to study about the types of flagella. But before moving ahead with the types of flagella, we need to understand the concept of lateral appendages, which is also called as masticonems. Once we understand this concept, it will be easy for us to understand about the types of flagella. So let's move ahead. What do you mean by lateral? First, understand the concept. What is lateral? Let me draw over here. This is Dave. Okay. 1 second. Now, this, if I'll talk about this side, this is front side, we call it as ventral side. What about the back side? Back side is called as dorsal side. Then what is lateral? This side is known as lateral side. This side we call it as lateral side. So we have already studied about the core structure of flagella. What is the core structure of flagella? That is nothing but your axoneme, right? Core structure of flagella is nothing but your axoneme. So lateral, that means sidewise. Lateral मतलब side में जो होता है. Lateral means sidewise. You will have short hair-like structure. This hair-like structure is nothing but a fiber. Okay, so we have short hair-like fibers present laterally. These hair-like fibers which are present laterally, we call it as lateral appendages or masticonems, right? It can be either one or it can be two or many. For example, if I'm going to consider only this row, it is one row. If I'm going to consider only this row, it is one row. But if I'm going to consider both, it is going to be two rows, right? Now, let's move ahead with the types of flagella with the concept of lateral appendages. So, based on presence or absence of number of rows of lateral appendages, flagella are divided into 5 types. So, we are going to see the types of flagella based on what? Based on your presence or absence of your lateral appendages. So, here are the 5 types of flagella, that is Stichonematic, Pantonematic, Acronematic, Pentachronomatic and Enematic. So first we are going to go with the Stichonematic. Stichonematic. In Stichonematic, you have flagella which has only one row. Here you can see in the diagram, you have only one row of lateral fibers, lateral hair-like fibers. Now nobody will say, ma'am, this is one row and this is second row. No, this flagella is twisted. Na? So that's why you are able to see like this. Otherwise, how it will be? This is your flagella and you have only one row of lateral appendages. We call it as Stichonematic. Now examples, Euglena and Astasia. Then we have Pantonematic. Pantonematic is nothing but when axoneme is there and two lateral hair-like fibers, first row and this is your second row. When you have two rows of lateral appendages, we call it as Pantonematic. Okay, examples are your Peranema and Monas. All these diagrams you are supposed to draw, class. It is super important. Okay, then we'll come with the acronematic. Acronematic is nothing but this type of flagella does not bear any lateral appendages. So are we going to have any hair-like fibers, short hair-like fibers? No, we are not going to have. Okay, and the terminal part, terminal means end part. Terminal means end part. End part of axoneme is naked without the outer sheath at its tip. So what we studied in the previous class, this is your cell. There will be the extension of plasma membrane which is going to form your outer sheath. Then we have basal granule. From this basal granule, there will be the formation of cilia or flagella. So the main one inside, core one, we call it as axoneme. Axoneme, right? So here you can see, class, let me do it with another color so that it will be easy for you. So this is your axoneme. Okay, here you can see, class, axoneme is covered by the outer sheath. Axoneme is covered by the outer sheath. So can I say it is naked? No, it is not, right? So when axoneme is covered by outer sheath, I cannot call it as naked. जैसे कपड़े पहने ना तुमने पहने हैं तो you are not naked, right? So same way यहाँ पे axoneme ने कपड़े पहने. What is that कपड़ा? That is nothing but your outer sheath. So when that is present, we will not call it as naked. But यहाँ पे कैसा है? There is no lateral appendages and terminal part of the axoneme is naked. That means how it will be? It will be like this. This is your axoneme. This is your axoneme, and then we have outer cover. So outer cover will go only until here. This terminal part is going to be without outer sheet. So we call it as naked. We call it as naked. Example, your Chlamydomonas and Polyptoma. Then next one, pentachronomatic. Do not get confused between pantonematic and pentachronomatic. Pantonematic mein what we studied that it has 2 or more rows of lateral appendages. Here also 2 and more rows of lateral appendages. But what is the difference? Axoneme ends in the terminal naked filament. So over there in pantonematic, axoneme is covered with the outer sheet. But here, axoneme is not covered with the outer sheet. Whole axoneme am I talking about? No, I am talking only about the terminal part. Okay, for example, uricillus. And the last one, enematic or simple. In this type of flagellum, lateral appendages and terminal filaments both are absent. So there won't be presence of any lateral appendages. Here in the picture you can see there is no presence of lateral appendages, as well as there is the terminal filaments are also absent. Both are absent. Okay. Now, example, Chylomonas and your Cryptomonas. Chylomonas and your Cryptomonas. Now, let's fill this table and understand this concept. So, we have studied about the Stichonematic, Pantonematic, Acronomatic, Pentachronomatic, and Nematic. You're supposed to draw this table, right? Now, the rows of lateral appendages. How many lateral appendages do we have in Stichonematic? Only one row. What about Penta? That is one or more. What about Acro? What about acro class? Fill this. What about pentachronomatic? This one the same. 2 or more. What about enematic? It is absent. What about acronomatic? Mein what we studied? It does not have any lateral appendages. So presence or absent? Absent. Then what about the terminal naked filament? Please fill this class. Fill this, and you are going to show me in upcoming class. Okay, show me this notes in upcoming class. Example is your again Euglena and Astasia. We have already discussed, so I am not going to make this video lengthy. Please fill this table and you are going to show me in the next class, right? Now, next topic is about the number of flagella. When we talk about the number of flagella, I have made the table. Please make it like this so that it will be easy for you to understand. Now, one column we have mestigophoron and in another column we have number of flagella. When we talk about the mestigophoron, first understand what is the meaning of mestigophoron. Mestigophoron is nothing but the organism or cell which has flagella. Okay, so any organism who has flagella, we call it as mestigophoron. For example, trypanosoma. How many flagella is present? Only single flagellum is present. That is also at the rear end. What is the meaning of rear end? That is posterior end, right? Euglena. 2 flagellas are present, which is one is going to be long and other one is going to be short. Then Trichomonas, we have 4 flagella. Giardia, 4 pairs of flagella. Trichonympha, many flagella. Let's see one by one with the diagram. Here is the diagram of trypanosoma. You can see here, you just observe this diagram. So when you see trypanosoma, it is nothing but it has only one long flagella. That is only one, right? What about the Euglena? Euglena, see the structure over here. I can see one flagella, but ma'am, you told me about Euglena has 2 flagella. So it's correct. See, one is over here and the another one, the short one which you can see here, that is nothing but your second flagella. So Euglena has 2 flagella. Trichomonas has 4 flagellas. Then we have Giardia which has 4 pairs. See here, one pair, second pair, third pair, and we have 4. So we have Giardia, we have 4 pair of flagella. And the last one, Trichonympha has many flagella. Can you see this fiber-like structure? This is nothing but your flagella. The whole body, so many flagellas are present. Who is having this? Trichonympha, right? So that's all we have in today's class. Now homework is you're supposed to fill this table and show me in the next class, right? So that's all we have in today's class. Thank you so much.